And as humans, we are social by nature. Allah created us that we have to mix with others. We have to get acquainted and to know one another. This is how Allah created us. And it is a form of punishment to put a person in solitary confinement. This is a well-known fact, unless he's married. That would be paradise, but this is not the topic. And when we talk about peer pressure, we find that as in so many things, there are positives and there are negatives. So is peer pressure always bad? Well, our Prophet ﷺ was the first to draw the line and to explain this topic to us 15 centuries ago, when he said sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, and the hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim, the likeness of a righteous companion is that of the seller of musk. Either he will give you a gift, or you will buy something from him, or you will smell a pleasant fragrance from him. And the likeness of an evil companion is that of a man who works the bellows. Either he will burn your garment, or you will smell an unpleasant odor from him. So now the Prophet ﷺ is telling us that peer pressure can be positive and it can be negative. As for the positive aspect, a good companion has to influence you. So either he teaches you directly, do this and don't do that. And this is positive because he's leading you where? To Jannah. What are you doing here? What are you doing on earth? Making money, getting married, having a good time? No. You are striving to reach Jannah. A good companion, by pressuring you to do well, is taking you to Jannah. Either he would directly teach you, or you would learn from him without him directly being involved in this. Or the least you could benefit with him or from him is that people relate you to him. Do you know so-and-so? Yeah, he's a friend of Sheikh so-and-so. He's a friend of this Imam. He's a friend of this pious person. So, mashallah, then he has to be as good as his friend. So the seller of musk, either he tells you, have some, it's a gift, or you buy from him, or at least you leave the shop with your thobe, with your dress, with a good smell. This is a positive peer pressure. And this is exactly what the people used to benefit from Imam Ahmad. Imam Ahmad, 5,000 used to attend his halaqah, his dars. Only 500 of them used to write the hadith. 4,500 would just sit there and look at Imam Ahmad, the way he speaks, his manners, the way he teaches, to learn from him. So this is the positive thing. And a positive impact of peer pressure is that when a righteous person takes you to Umrah, how many times, how many of you were sitting there idle, not thinking, and one of your friends says, Akhi, wallahi, my heart is hard. How about we go next week to Umrah? And the other guy says, yeah, that's a good idea. This guy says, it's a good idea. And you end up finding yourself in Mecca, raising your hand in front of the Kaaba, oh Allah, forgive my sins because I have sinned a lot. This is positive peer pressure. And they always have their impact on you. Akhi, don't smoke. It's haram. Akhi, you didn't pray Fajr. Allah doesn't like this. Akhi, let's go and give charity. Akhi, don't do this, don't do that. And this is why we sometimes hate them. Because they're always deterring us from doing evil. There's a concert close by. a famous rock star is coming, let's go. Said, no, no, we have to come to the Pakistani forum for listening to an old sheikh speaking creepy things. You hate this, but he drags you. This is a positive impact. And this is why when you have this positive peer pressure, you benefit a lot in this dunya. So many people have OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. They have wiswas, they have bad ideas. Allah cures them when they are in the company of righteous people. And these wiswas increase if they are with the company of the people of the dunya. Fancy cars, fancy wives, fancy houses, fancy jobs, but everything going to hell. This is why it increases your wiswas, it increases your depression. And this is why our Prophet told us ﷺ, that Allah's hand is with the jama'ah, with the Muslim majority. And He told us that shaitan would only attack a stray sheep. He would not attack like the wolf. The wolf does not attack the whole herd. He waits until a stray sheep leaves and then he catches it. If you have no positive peer pressure, you are an easy prey for shaitan to attack you. A friend in need is a friend indeed. He is the one who you immediately take your phone and look in your contact when you have a problem or you want to invite him to a wedding or to a pleasant thing. He's the friend who you need and depend on him. Even in hell, a friend in need is a friend indeed. One says, Akhi, I don't want to see you in hell. What would I do with you in hell? What kind of friendship is this? Allah says in the Quran, now we have no intercessors nor a close friend to help us. This is what the people in hell say. They say we don't have any close friend to help us in hell. On that day, when people stand barefooted, naked, uncircumcised, intimidated, afraid from the horrors of the day of judgment, the friends let go of their best friends, except the righteous. Allah says, friends on that day will be foes, will be enemies one to another, except al-muttaqoon, illa al-muttaqeen. May Allah Azza wa Jal make you and me among those who are the righteous, who fear Allah. Make our friendship for His sake Azza wa Jal. Yesterday, I arrived from Jeddah and I went to the mall to find a bite to eat. I never go to malls. In Saudi Arabia, I never set foot in a mall because it hardens my heart and it takes time. So I went there and I was shocked to waste half an hour of my time looking for a cheeseburger. And then I thought, subhanallah, these people wasting hours after hours selecting a dress, a shoe, a watch. Some of them put so much study in selecting a car, something to buy. Yet a friend who is much more valuable, we can take them in seconds. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. We do not invest as such. That is why this brings us to the negative side of the peer pressure. The Prophet gave us the example as some of the man working the bellows. The bellows are these things that are used to make the fire start for a blacksmith who works on copper or on iron. So he always has to blow the fire and to ignite it and keep it hot. So the smell, when you go to a place where they are barbecuing, the smell of the smoke and the coal and the cooking, it sticks to your beard, if you have a beard, and to your thobe, and to everything around you, which is similar. The Prophet tells us, ﷺ, if he doesn't burn your clothes directly with the sparks and the fire, the least you will get is what? Is the smell. And this is why, do you know so and so? Yeah, he is with that singer, he's with that actor, he's with that fornicator, he's a friend of that junkie who does drugs, who doesn't pray. This is the reputation you will get when you have such a companion befriending you. So, is there a negative aspect of peer pressure? Do we have this? Do we see this? Definitely. And you can just look around and ask yourself, who taught that person consuming intoxicants, whether it is alcohol or drugs, whether he's doing heroin, cocaine, amphetamines, cracks, meth, whatever. You know better than I do. I hope you don't. Who taught him how to do these bad and evil things? MashaAllah, he was born like this? Or was it his friends? You're not a man. Come on, try it. It will make you happy. It will make you feel good. It doesn't do, it's on me. It's free. First couple of days it's free. Then we will consume all of your money. These are your peer pressure. Who led this poor youngster, a teenager? I get hundreds of questions. Wallah, hundreds of questions from teenagers complaining of pornography, number one, and number two, masturbation. Who led them to this? Peer pressure. You didn't see this? Wallah, you're not a man. And it goes on to prohibited and forbidden sexual relationships. They go to the girl, you don't have a boyfriend? Subhanallah, you're not whole. You're complicated. You have an issue. You have a deficiency. You don't have a girlfriend? You're not a man. Are you gay? Why don't you have a girlfriend? Subhanallah. This is the normal type of dialogue to pressure you, to bring you down to their swamp of filth and sins. When you go to women, to girls, who taught this nice, young, innocent girl how to lie to her parents? We have a school project, mother. We have to stay late. And she is, you know where. So, I have so many stories about this, wallahi, that would make you cry about the peer pressure on women, on girls, on 13-year-old girls going out with men. And she comes to me and writes me a letter and gives it to me after Isha prayer. She's saying, I've done something major, I didn't know. Who made her do this? You know. So, the Prophet told us, ﷺ, and if you look also to so many women who were, mashallah, committed on the straight path, wearing hijab, wearing niqab, and the agents of shaitan were pumping them, were trying their level best to whisper on them until they took off their hijab, they took off their niqab, and now they are like everyone else. Peer pressure. The Prophet said, ﷺ, man will be on the path of his close friends. So pay attention to who you make friends with. Man will be on the religion, the hadith says, on the religion of his friend. You will take up from your friend whether you like it or not. And this is why Allah, the Almighty, did not order us. Allah ordered His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam to carefully select his friends. Imagine Allah ordering the Messenger to select his friends. Allah says, every week on Friday we read this surah. Allah says, and keep yourself patiently with those who call on their Lord morning and afternoon, seeking His face, and let not your eyes overlook them. Allah is telling this to His Messenger, to make yourself all the time surrounded by righteous people who call Allah in the morning and the evening, and don't overlook them. We tend to do the opposite. The Prophet said alayhi salatu wasalam in an authentic hadith, لا تصاحب إلا مؤمنا. Do not be friend with except a believer. Your friends have to be believers. And why is that? Because they have a positive impact on you. And this is why the first thing the Prophet did alayhi salatu wasalam when he came to Medina was to make the brotherhood bond between the Ansar and the Muhajirin. So each one from the migrants, he assigned one from the Muhajirin to be his brother, and they used to inherit one another like siblings. So he made Hamza and Zayd, this is an exception, brothers, and then Abu Ubaidah and Sa'd ibn Mu'adh, Salman and Abi Darda, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf and Sa'd ibn Rabi', he made them brother. 40 of the migrants with 40 of the people of Ansar. The peer influence is huge, is great. Abu Bakr, the minute, may Allah be pleased with him, embraced Islam, what did he do? 6 of the 10 heaven bound embraced Islam on his hands. This is why he's the highest in Iman and reward of the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Abu Ubaidah Amr ibn Jarrah, Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Uthman ibn Affan, and so on. All of them accepted Islam because of peer pressure, positive. Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him. But look at the amount of people who deviated and rejected Islam because Abu Jahl. And the most famous one is who? The uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, Abu Talib. On his dying bed, the Prophet says, Ya Ammah, oh my uncle, say a single statement that I can intercede on the day of judgment with it. I will ask Allah by it. Just say La ilaha illallah. And Abu Jahl is on the other side of the bed, telling him, would you leave the religion of your father, Abdul Muttalib? And he kept on influencing him until he died on kufr. Peer influencing. If you sit with, what do we call mutawwa'? You know mutawwa'? In Saudi, the mutawwa' are those who have beards and short thobes. Regardless, they are known as mutawwa'. If you sit with a mutawwa' for a while, after 2-3 days, without feeling it, when someone does something to you, you say, Jazakallahu khairan. Even if you don't know what this means, but because you've heard it so many times from them, you start picking it up. On the other side of the coin, those who watch a lot of movies, when they see a truck coming to kill them, they're about to die, what do they say? Holy, fill the space. Why? Because they've watched so many movies. This is the word that they always hear on everybody's tongue. This is F, good man. Ya akhi, fear Allah. What is this? Oh, I didn't mean it, I didn't mean it. Peer influencing. If you sit with people who all the time backbite others, what will you do? You will contribute, you have to. Everybody's speaking, yeah, he's short, he's fat, he's tall, he's thin, he's stingy, he's this, he's that. And you're sitting there idle. No, I have to have some contribution, you know, some boxing efforts or a punch below the belt or above the belt, whatever. You backbite people. Ibn al-Mubarak, somebody mentioned in his presence someone backbiting him. He told him, fear Allah. Did you make jihad against the Persians? Did you make jihad against the Byzantines, the Rum, the Faris, the disbelievers? Did you make jihad against any of the enemies of Islam? He said, no. He said, Subhanallah, the Rum, the Furs, the Kafirs, they're all safe and in security from your attacks, and your Muslim brother is not. Wallahi, it is not permissible for you to harm a dog. It is not permissible for you to harm a pig. How dare you harm a Muslim brother of yours?